Hi everyone and welcome to Slimming World Rocks. I'm just showing you the ingredients that we're going to be putting in the duck Syn Hoisin sauce. So we have some broccoli there, approximately 125 grams. Now we've got 4 duck breasts, and that's because we need, obviously we can't have the skin, so we need to sort of cook it and strip it down. We've got half a pack of bean shoots, and we have some duck hoisin sauce and some light soy, fry light, and salt and pepper. So anything else that goes in, I'll let you know, but for now that's most of the ingredients kind of prepped. And I'm going to pause the video and I'll come back to you for the initial cooking. And as I said yesterday, earlier, just excuse the decor, we're renovating this house, so some bits will be a bit in need of work, so just bear with us while we do that. And I'm going to pause it now and pick up with you when we start. So the first thing Gary does is score the duck's breast skin, that's the word I'm looking for. He'll do it kind of downwards and across, because once it's cooked he's got to peel it all off. We're not allowed to have the skin, so he's just preparing that, and it's easier to get off that way. All of the ingredients and quantities will be in the description box below, so don't worry if you miss them. So he's just seasoning those, and not too much salt obviously, and he's going to just sear that in a pan with some fry light. Sorry, he just informed me that because the duck is a fatty cut, he doesn't even use the fry light, so that's even better. It just cooks itself. Just waiting for the pan to heat up. So now he's going to put it in, skin side down, and wait until that's brown. He'll turn it over and seal it on the other side, and then once that's happened, excuse me, it's going to put it in the oven for about 15-16 minutes on 180 degrees. That is obviously UK temperature, and I'll see if I can find on a conversion chart what that is in Fahrenheit. We used to have Fahrenheit over here, you know, but we don't anymore. So I will find out what that is and put it in the description box below. There we are, I'm zoomed in. That's cool. So there's a little bit of waiting around with this dish, because once it's cooked it has to marinate in the sauce for a little while. But we can always get on with other things while we're doing that. As you can see, it's making its own fat to cook in. While we're waiting for that, Gary's going to prepare the veg, and the broccoli needs to be in smaller pieces, so he's just going to chop that into little florets. I think he's got about 130 grams of it, so it doesn't have to be exact. I'm just going to pause the video because it looks like we may have a parcel. Oh, actually I think he's gone. He's reversed back up the road. If he comes here, I'll just pause it for a minute. So that's going to go into a pan and be put on the stove for a little while, just in water at the back there. I'm going to put a little bit of salt, small shake. I'm going to turn it over now just to see if it's done enough on one side. Nice and brown. We're going to sear the other side. Just going to pause the video now for a second. Okay, so now it's seared on both sides. I'm going to transfer it into just a little roaster. It's just a small oven pan. Going to pop that in there and then put it in the oven to finish cooking for around 15 or so minutes. So now the water's come to the boil, putting in the broccoli, and Gary is going to then just prepare the spring onions. I'm in his way, so I'm just going to pause the... So now Gary's going to prepare the spring onions, and once he's topped and tailed them and got the skin off, he's going to cut them diagonally. And that's while the broccoli is boiling. That's all the veg that we're going to be putting in for today. So I mean, obviously as time goes by, if you fancy adding a few things, and that's fine. Sorry, I keep touching the mic, do apologise, but it's kind of, I forget where it is, and that's obviously a place where I I fiddle. So just going to pause the video while he carries on doing. So this is the chopping diagonally of the spring onions. Now all Gary is doing is draining the broccoli and going to rinse it. Hold on just 1 second while I pull. So those would blanch just for about 2 or 3 minutes, and he's running them under the cold tap just to cool them down so they're ready to work with. So once it's come out the oven, Gary's going to remove the skin just by pulling it off, and then he'll be it's a bit warm still, he'll be cutting up the duck how he needs it. So it's quite easy, he just pulls it off. At some areas it sticks a little bit more, so he has to give it a bit of a knife action, but it comes off fairly easy really. Some people, you know, you can eat the skin, but because we're on Slimming World we can't. So I'm just going to pause it and come back to you once he's... So before we cut up the duck, we're going to make the sauce. So don't forget, I will put the quantities in the description box below, but for now we've got I think those are desserts. No, is that a tablespoon? Tablespoon, 4 tablespoons of duck hoisin sauce. Gary's not exact with his tablespoon measurements, he tends to do it just a little bit under. I kind of, when I'm doing it, I get it so that it's very even, but not Gary. It sort of stops before it gets to the end. And then we're going to put in some light soy sauce, and I think there's 3 tablespoons, he said, of that going in. It's hard to open. What one do you want? Dark?
Yeah.
Sorry, he's got the wrong one out. He's using dark soy. So it's going to put 3, as you can see, not completely full tablespoons. And then I think you marinate the duck in there, don't you? Slice the duck, slice it up and marinate it into the sauce. Just show us how you're going to slice it, what size. Just going to slice it just like that, and then marinate it in the sauce. How long we're marinating it for?
10 to 15 minutes.
10 or 15 minutes, just so that it starts to absorb the flavour. So simple as that. Just going to pause the video until he's finished slicing. So now that's all in, and of course we had to taste it just to make sure it was yummy, and it was. So that's all good. Just going to make sure it's all coated in all the sauce, and then let that marinate for around 10-15 minutes or so, and then we'll come back to you. once that's happened. Okay, so everything's marinated for long enough. We're going to coat the wok with Fry Light, and copious amounts because things tend to stick otherwise. So that's that. Just sorry, distracted by huge pigeons having a fight outside. So in goes what, Gary, first? What do we put in first? Hello?
Marinated duck.
We're putting in the duck.
Cooking for 3 minutes.
Cook that for 3 minutes.
Well,
just waiting for it to heat up.
Then broccoli.
Then the bean shoots.
It's your option, you don't have to.
Okay.
Then 2 tablespoons of water and let it cook for something like 3 minutes.
Okay. Well, just in case you didn't get that, we're going to show you. So, just waiting for the pan to heat up a bit more. So now we've warmed up the pan. Going to add the duck to the pan. Doesn't that make a lovely noise, that sizzle? I did have a quick dip of my finger into the sauce and it does taste amazing.
Keep this.
Okay, we're going to keep the sauce. Just the perfectionist part of me needs to push that back on the heat a little bit more. Just stirring that round, as you can see. Keep it cooking and give it a zhuzh. So anything that you want to put in from this point on is optional. If you want to put in any little veg like mange tout peas or anything like that, it's perfectly up to you. We're just going to be sticking with a handful of bean shoots. If you can hear that noise, it's a truck trying to get up the road, and they always struggle and cause lots of dust, which is very annoying. If they didn't drive so fast, it wouldn't be a problem. Never mind. Just hope you didn't hear that. So around 3 minutes and turning just to give it a bit of a cook. So it's almost 3 minutes. Gary's just turned the heat down a little bit so that it doesn't stick or anything. Okay, so now he's going to add the drained broccoli and a handful of bean shoots, just for a little crunch, and give that a stir in. And he's going to add some more of that sauce back. Which I have to say is very nice. So now he's just adding a few tablespoons of water as well. That was 2 tablespoons. I missed the first one. He was too quick for me. I'm going to stir that round. I wish you could smell this. It does smell wonderful. A few little bangs on the side. Gary does like to bang when he's cooking. Makes a lot of banging noises. So now he's just going to season it a little with some pepper. And give it a stir.
Well, you need to do this for 1 minute.
I'm sure you heard that. You need to just do that for a minute. So now he's going to just transfer it into a dish. It's probably too small. Hard to film that for a good angle. That fitted in quite well. And just a little bit more seasoning. Gary likes his pepper. And the chopped spring onions on top. And that's it. All done.
That's it.
So that's it. I hope you like that and hope you enjoy it. I'll pop all the ingredients, the method and the Syn value. If you're following Slimming World, then got to have a bit of a taste. Good.
Nice.
Really nice. So I'm looking forward to trying it. I will, yep. I find this bit... Right, okay, let's have a little dig in. Looking forward to this. Oh, I've got a bit... That looks a bit hot. Right. Yum, look at that. But it does look a bit warm. Oh my god, that's just beautiful. Definitely going to make that again. Where did you put it? So, hope you enjoy that. Thank you for watching. Watch out for the next one. Bye.